vamos ahora a entrar con nuestra siguiente conferencia. Ella también es una abuela de la tradición maya solar. Ella es desde Alemania, es nuestra abuela de sabiduría y Ahaukan, BIRGIT Nicte Quetzal, que nos va a traer la temática de la devoción para cultivar un altar, que es un centro de poder. Ella nos va a dar esta conferencia en inglés, dado que es más fácil para ella dar esta conferencia, y los invitamos a observarlo, porque incluso si no saben muy bien el idioma, van a poder sentir también la transmisión de esta abuela, que para mí es uno de los seres con más nitidez al momento de transmitir ese poder de los altares y esa devoción, ese amor por el divino, por lo divino. Entonces vamos con nuestra amada abuelita BIRGIT Nicte. Vamos a cederle la palabra.
Sí, buenos días y buenas tardes aquí en Alemania. Soy abuela BIRGIT Nicte Quetzal con todo mi amor, y I like to present today all my love and my devotion for building up an altar. And today is a congress, and therefore I want to show you what is the speciality of the Mayan wisdom, what Venerable Abuela Nakin Quetzal gave us, that we build up altars. Because, you know, in all cultures, in all times, and even in my different lives, I cultivated different kind of altars in the nature, together in a sweat lodge, in un temazcal. Also, there are many arts to build up an altar. For me, this altar from Venerable Abuela Nakin, and what brought the Mayan tradition to us, is that we are an altar. And it depends on us how we do it. Not that we incense a candle, una vela, es como. How we go in the spirit of the sun, how we breathe, how we go in our happiness, in our wisdom. Somos seres de luz. And when I know this, then I can build up an altar. Then I am clear and pure to be the altar, and then I can construct an altar. ¿Qué es un altar? This is really not a question. An altar is the whole creation of the divine in our microcosmos. That means really in breathing, in creation of our divine being, and in our alignment, in our eche. We are the creators when we build an altar. And that means when you are breathing, you in a high frequency, you bring a high energy and divine origin to this altar. Because the altar makes us to live it here on Mother Earth. That means we are inviting the center, Hunapku. In the middle, you see, there is the fragments of the spirit from the espíritu en blanca, y también con el verde es la materia. Y este es el centro, es este Yashkin en Maya, who shows us that we are centering ourselves when we build up an altar. It's important that we feel this, that we are this directly connection to the divine when we build up an altar. And the altar is really not only the connection with the nature elements, because we are always building up in any kind of tradition, the fire, you see it in the rojo, in the red field. We are together there with the water in the black field there in the altar, what you see, we are calling up the air and the earth. But it's, you see it here in this beautiful picture and imagen from the from the Supremo Rueda, from this altar picture, that it is moving. It's not in a strong cross. Many culture and tradition have it that we are in a cross. That means there are the four directions, there are the four ventos, yeah, aquí in Maya is ventos, and we call upon all these elements by calling all the keepers of the four direction. But in this Rueda Maya, in this altar, we use it. This picture we use directly as an altar. I will show you later some pictures from it. It means that we are flowing. We are going from one element to the other element. We are making an integration in between the nature. And it is not only what many traditions do to call upon the elements here on Mother Earth. No, it is this connection, what we are creating when we are breathing. La respiración Maya solar. Then we go into the connection to our planet Earth. We go in the connection to our sun. And then we go further to the galactic, to the cosmic, and then to the 13th dimension to build up this altar. You understand? There are many levels, many frequencies, many kind how these four elements are in a frequency coming up to us. They are really in every dimension. They come to us and breathing, by breathing, we are the altar. And when we make now a special energy to bring there one element, we breathe it, we call upon the keeper, but we are really totally in connection in these 13 dimensions. And what the speciality of this altar is, of this mantel, is la integración, is the integration into the daily life. Why? Because here you see it, what Abuela Loli told us, here are the frequencies. That means we have there on the altar the 13 dimensions. We have the Saiba, this beautiful tree of life, directly here in the altar where we build up the altar. And when I go further, many people asked me in the 30 years where I built up altars in different kind of traditions, how can I integrate it in my body? I tell you, here on this special altar of the Maya is all wisdom inside. You feel there when you are going over this 20 leaves, you have it in your body. You have every archetype in your body, in your articulation, in your feet, in the toes, in the fingers, in the dedos. Son 20 amino ácidos. That means really in this altar, we have all the miracle of the divine, how to bring it from the highest point of the source of the divine here into the material world. And that means by breathing, by being happy, by opening the mouth, we are creating and curing and cultivating the altar. It's our attitude, it's our focus, it's our heart, what is necessary to build it up, to bring it in balance, to bring the four elements really in a new cross, It's not a cross where we had Jesus Christ in all this hanging and heavy energies. No, it's a cross what is really going on and on, like the winter, the springtime, the summertime, the autumn time. It's not fixed. We are always flowing in any energy of these four elements. And this is important when we build up the altar. I learned it in this Mayan wisdom of Venerable Abuela Nicte, how practical it is. Because I was used in this life that there is an altar, and it is only in this wet lodge altar, or here we make it in the house or wherever. But the Maya wisdom is so practical. It's an experience. It's an intention to bring it on every room, in every casa, in every house, in every city. When I'm going to my city in Munich, I have always with me this altar. You can see it is easy. It's easy to take it. I take it with me, and you will see some pictures afterwards where we can make it anywhere. We go in a church, we are praying, there is a distance, there's an altar, and there are many people, but they are here praying, but we are far away from this altar. When we build it up in the Mayan wisdom, then we are connected with them. We are directly in breathing this altar. And you will see it's a beautiness. It's a kind of happiness. It's a abundance, all to do it. And it's important what intention you have to build up an altar. That means I will show you now some virtual different kinds. When we build it up, these four elements, we have always the possibility to make it pequeño, small, or we make it great. That means we have for any case every with us. We have a little candle. We can do it anywhere. You know, you can take it with you in your bag and you put it on the red field there on the altar. If you have a big altar to make a ceremony, you take all the four directions with four velas, con cuatro velas en las rumbos, in the four directions. And you have in the center the green vela, the green candle, what is bringing in Hunapku, the center, into our hearts, into the circle where we are living, into the circle of a ceremony. And when you see it, you will see, I incense my altar today in a special room where I have much space together with Venerable, because she taught us yesterday all about the medicine wheel, about the rumbos, about all this. So I was with her at 12 o'clock in the night here in Germany together, and I breathed this. And with this breathing, I started in the morning my new altar. I have in my house many altars. And even here where I'm sitting, I have all the time 3 altars. There's an altar who is for my house, for my family, for my children, for the city. It's always running. That means mi vela es encendido todo el tiempo en este altar. Este altar es mi milagro, es mi fundación, es mi intención to share all these energies, what we are transforming now in 2021 with the humanity, with the planet. And this is an altar. An altar keeps it. if you have to sleep, if you have to bring your children to the school, whatever you have to do, sometimes we are not concentrated on. But if you have your altar in your house, it's running, running, running. That means what you gave in every morning when I stand up and I'm breathing, and I bring the first breathing to my altar, and I incense the vela of Marie. Marie is el poder original. That means really the energy who is pure, coming from the source, and bring all energy inside. And then I incense my vela with all the redesign. Then starts my day. And this is important, that all people can use it, that we are all diosas y dioses. We are all priests. We are all capacity in our side to make it, to fill it up. And then it's, you know, how to build it. We will have some lessons in the next weeks where I can explain you more what is the rumbo, what is the four direction to call upon. But today for me is important that you feel, that you hear, yet you smell this devotion and the possibilities what you have when you build up this altar. And even when somebody now is coming in this special time and calls me, oh, I need your help, my father is in the hospital, it's 1 week ago, I say, yes, okay, let me know your name, let me know the name and the birthday. And then I incense on my altar, who is running, this candle. Este vela, este persona. And this is healing. It's really healing power. What is going from this creation I built up before, that comes now working with this person. And even in other times when I went to the hospital, or when I went with my different kinds of energies in different ways, I was always invited to make something in Hawaii, in wherever. People asked me, help me. And the first I did, I had it in my room, or I made it on the salon, to build up a little altar. And then you are stabilized. Then you have it. Then you are creating in the order of the divine, because the altar is the picture of the divine here on Mother Earth. And then you can take it for any other reasons too. It's so miracle, it's magic to build up. And in the next weeks, I show you how to cultivate it, because it's important. When you build it up, it's a foundation. It's like a pyramid. You have the foundation there, and then you have to walk on it, to have to make it stable. Here you see, you have an altar, but then you have always every day to look, are the velas on the right position, or the candles are good going and working. You see how the water is working. And when you have sessions, if you have therapies, if you have the candles really walking and walking, then the water is taking all this energy inside. And I have always many, many, many waters with me, because I'm the leader of the fire. That means in important days of portal, like 13/13 in December 2020, I had 52 candles going on. And then the water is taking all what we are transformation, all what we are doing. And with all the, here it is, with the air, I have every day to incense the incensios. That means really you have to keep this room in a good energy, in this air. Today is a day of air. That means it's a subtle. So the subtle is important, that we are clear, that our mente es claro, este espacio es puro. And therefore, it's important, even when you make a special therapy or you feel not good, then to incense this incensios. Porque estes son importantes por el espacio y por la pureza. And when we then going to the earth, it's the other side. There you see, it's my Amaterasu altar aquí in mi salon. There is normally many flowers growing up, and the seeds are coming, and all the abundance and the materialization is working on this altar. And I have to cultivate it. And I love it to see how the flowers are working, how the seeds are working, how the stones are really, here I have a stone, a new one. I like it too, you see? Yeah, I like it. It's a selenite, that these new foundation, what we do in 2021, are really not only cultivated, they are materialized. They are coming from the highest source, from the divine, what we are breathing. And we bring it here to this Mother Earth, to this altar. Then we incense it. Then we make the invocation to all our masters, to all the angels, to all the four elements, to all the goddesses, to all our higher selves. This is important when you build up an altar. It's not important that you know exactly in the first moment all names. It's your connection to the divine. You are calling up in a high spirit these energies. And then you see it here on this picture too. There are the cleaves. There are the frequencies, and they are working and working in us, in our cells, in our molecules, in our quantum. And it's going from here, from my own, out to my family. It's working out to the city of Munich. It's working and spreading out into Germany, into Europe, into the whole world. And I'm connected with all the suns, with all the 13 dimensions in this moment. So this altar is really an epicentrum, un centro de poder. Es muy claro que es importante de ser un altar en este tiempo, porque cuando soy en un aeropuerto, I cannot do it. Then I am the altar. I am this direction. And then you can bring it out. I have here pictures, some of the pictures where you can see this is an altar of today. This I showed you. This is the altar who is running now in my big salon. That means there are many velas from the four direction, and they are working there. And you see there are special stones, special energy, cleaves and colors to bring it to Mother Earth, to make it new going on, because this Congress is not a Congress. It's energy what we are building up today. We are not only a community, we are not only tradition, we are seres divinas. That means we are really a spiritual masters of ourselves. But when we are connected and we do it with many people, you see it here. I've got this picture in the morning. It was my last time when I was in 2020 in the February Segundo, in the 2nd February, there on this place to open the portal of redemption. That means we were connected. We are connected in the middle with all the world, and there were many people around. And this means we can use it anywhere, in any time, in any place, in any intention. But it's important that you are clear what you are building up. And therefore, I love it so much. There are so many traditions. They don't know what they are doing. They put their holy pipe, they put anything. Only the fireman can put it. But other people are walking there and taking and making, they sometimes don't know. It's a sphere, it's a sphere we're building there. That means really we are connecting each other together. We have a sphere built up. You understand? It's not three-dimensional. I don't take it only, and then I take it out and I take it here. Then all this energy I build up, it is flowing and going away. It's important that we keep this sphere, that we keep these energies of the angels. And therefore, this is what I want to show you in the next time, in the next weeks. Then it's great when we know how to do, how to touch the 4 cardinal points. And then we bring the energy of the spirits inside, right-hand side, left-hand side. And with this key, it's an important key, I am entering in this altar. And then I take something out. And then the sphere of this universe is totally clear, is totally working in this moment with me. And I am blessing this, not only the divine is blessing what I'm doing with the 4 direction. That means with the material, I'm totally connected. And with the spirit, all the divine blessing come from the espiritu, from the spirit here into the altar. And that is important. When I show you now some of the altars for the end now, of altars here I have made and assembled, you will see this is the altar from 1313 portal in the night. We made a big ceremony here, and this beautiness here, and we had built it up with all the redesign. You see, it is important that the light goes through the night. And then you see, this is on the daytime. When we see all the things, that is Maya experience, Maya wisdom, that when we see something, we are really integrating it. We are building it up. It's not only nature, here's a flower, here's a stone, here's this. No, we are creating a new universe with this. You see, this is my altar connected with Venerable in Amaterasu Ekinichahau. And this, for example, is the altar where we were in 2019 together with Masters Lux Wotan y Prisia Uriela con todo amor y poder por el dragón. And there were many people. So on this altar, we can integrate all the power energies of the baculos, of different feathers, and we integrate it. And when you go further, here is my special altar. I had a long time running here from 3 Ahau in this original. I had it even 9 months in this kind now, till today, or not 9, as it's a little bit less, but it's really running till today with all the velas. And then you have it inside. Then you have it here with many people in Uxmal. This I want to share with you. When we are many, we are concentrated in the center. And so here it was important that we could go to Tunina, where all this Tzolkin is really on the pyramid. And we were with other masters together. So all these altars with Venerable Abuela Nakin in 1313, this portal, we can create a new world, a new university, a new, university to universe. So it's really, it's a gift that we are here together and that we are in a new kind of creation in the divine with all the respect and for all the pureza, with this purity, and humble to do it because we are priests, but in the same time, like a big and a great goddess. We are both. We are the eagle and the condor. But Venerable Abuela Nakin showed us to be the Quetzal. And today, we are in the Chikchan today, like Doralizada, these energies, all these energies with an altar. So come and let us see in the next weeks what we have miracles to do. And I thank you so much that you shared with me this wisdom. And I thank all masters of light and that we build it up, and all these masters of the four direction, that we are together, and all these energies who are coming by breathing, you see it, by really going up. And so let us do it every day, every moment, on any place, all over the world. Be your own altar. Be all this in yourself. And this is the energy, what we are looking for. We are creating it in ourselves, in our bodies, in our houses. Muchas gracias. Mahalo. Thank you. Danke. That we are going further in building up a new universe. Hung Honapku. Hung Honapku. Hung Honapku.
Muchas gracias a la abuela de sabiduría, Birgit Nicte, que desde Alemania nos está dando esta enseñanza de transmisión de energía. Ella, como les dije, aunque no entiendan tal vez el idioma en el que habló, que fue inglés, sí pueden entender el sentimiento, la devoción, el amor con el que transmitió de una manera magistral su conexión con el altar, y que nos va a pasar y transmitir también a través de los diferentes talleres que nos va a dar. Los va a dar también en inglés. Así que los que manejan el idioma y quieran participar en esta construcción de altares con nuestra amada abuela, son bienvenidos. Recuerden seguirnos en nuestras redes sociales para estar atentos de nuestros calendarios de los siguientes meses y contactarnos también. Aquí está el teléfono de contacto, WhatsApp y Telegram, 99 93 93 94 93, por si necesitan cualquier tipo de información, estamos para ustedes. Continúa armonizando tu vida de la mano de la venerable abuela Nakiri. Sigue su sabiduría a través de sus redes sociales y suscribiéndote al canal de YouTube de Ahau Spirit. Puedes profundizar en su enseñanza a través de sus cursos en las aulas virtuales de ahauspirit.com.